Are they wrong or right? Are they wrong or right?
Well, we believe, Your Honor, that the ICC has no
No,
factual,
but
has
please,
no
please
fact.
answer.
Yes,
Are they wrong or right?
in what, Your Honor? To be more
It-
specific.
In their supposition and in the prosecution that they would like to conduct, are they wrong or right? Are they wrong in all the accusations being hurled against by our attorneys here, being hurled against some against the government to the ICC?
Well, the
Yung,
ICC,
yung po bang kanilang reputasyon, ang kanilang palagay sa atin, tama ba sila o mali?
the ICC is wrong
If they're
in
wrong,
concluding. Opo.
let's allow them to come here to prove that they're wrong.
Hindi po hindi po ganoon eh. Sila po ay mali in the sense na ang tingin nila ay hindi unable and unwilling ang ating judicial and legal system. Doon po sila mali. Kaya ang dapat na gawin natin para ipakita natin na mali sila ay hindi papasukin sila, kung hindi strengthen yung ating ginagawang investigative and prosecutorial functions.
Do you mean to
Yun
tell
po ang
me, Attorney
proper.
Guevara,
At-
let me, do you mean to tell me, Attorney Guevara, that we are only strengthening because of what the ICC is doing?
No, hindi po. Hindi po. Hindi naman po dahil lang doon.
So let me ask,
Ito po ay
Attorney,
duty natin.
Let-
Ay sumusunod doon sa decision na yon ng Appeals Chamber. Ano po ba ang decision ng Appeals Chamber? Mr. Prosecutor, you may continue your investigation. So, ang Pilipinas naman po, hindi naman pinagbabawalan yung prosecutor na magpatuloy ng kanyang pagsisiyasat ng investigation. Dahil yun po ang decision ng Appeals Chamber. Hindi naman po natin siya pinagbabawalan na magsiyasat. Ang sinasabi lang po ng Philippine government, dahil may issues kami ng jurisdiction na hindi na settle diyan sa decision na yan, wag kang mag-expect ng cooperation from us. Pero hindi kita pinipigilan na mag-continue ng iyong investigation dahil yan ang naging decision ng Appeals Chamber. You can investigate in whatever way you want. You can talk to any person you want. You can interview any witness you want. It's up to you. Ang sinasabi lang po natin dito, but do not expect cooperation from the Philippine government. Yun lamang po. Hindi naman po natin sinusuway yung decision ng Appeals Chamber. Hindi po natin pinagbabawalan ang ICC prosecutor to proceed with his investigation.
Hindi ba isa sa mga issues ng Pilipinas doon sa appeal ay gusto natin pagbawalan ang investigasyon ng ICC prosecutors dito sa loob ng bansa?
Sinasabi po kasi natin ay hindi admissible yung kaso dahil nga po ang may primary responsibility to investigate ay ang sarili nating national institutions. Kaya po hindi tayo pumapayag na sila ay mag-investigate. Pero ganyan nga po ang naging decision. Kaya po sige, di mag-investigate kayo kung gusto niyo mag-investigate.
Mag-investigate hanggang dito sa Pilipinas.
Opo, syempre.
Siyempre. Ang gusto lang niyo sabihin,
Congressman Lagman, can I just make it clear in relation to what you were asking? Kasi hindi masyadong malinaw sa akin eh. So yung pinag-uusapan natin ngayon na Solicitor General na ayaw makipag-cooperate ng Philippine government sa ICC pero pinapayagan sila mag-imbestiga. Yun ba ang gusto mo sabihin?
Yes, hindi naman po natin pinagbabawalan na mag-investigate yung prosecutor dahil yun po ang...
Therefore, naniniwala din kayo na may jurisdiction ang ICC na mag-imbestiga kahit na hindi mag-cooperate ang gobyerno?
Kahit po hindi makipag-cooperate ang government. Ang basihan po kasi ng lack of cooperation ay dahil nga po until now ay china-challenge pa rin natin ang jurisdiction ng ICC dahil po hindi niya na exercise yung jurisdiction na yon sa tamang panahon. Hanggang ngayon po ay yun ang ating pinapangatawanan. At wala pong aspeto yung decision ng Appeals Chamber tungkol doon. Kaya hanggang ngayon po ay yun ang ating mine-maintain.
So ibig sabihin na firm pa rin kayo sa inyong paniniwala na dahilan sa nag-withdraw ang Philippine government noong panahon ni President Duterte ay dapat hindi mag-cooperate ang Philippine government at dapat hindi mag-imbestiga ang ICC.
Hindi po. Ang sinasabi po namin, there is no legal duty on the part of the Philippine government to cooperate. Yun lamang po ang sinasabi namin.
Okay. Maliwanag naman yun, Mr. Chairman, na ang sinasabi ni Solicitor General, pwedeng mag-imbestiga ang ICC, conduct the preliminary investigation dito. Makalagay ko, dito naman ang mga ebidensya, dito yung mga testigo. Pero ang gobyerno ay hindi magko-cooperate sapagkat wala silang legal duty. Kahit na admitted naman na doon sa Article 127, may legal duty ang Pilipinas to cooperate in the investigation. Ngayon, ang sabi ng Solicitor General, Mr. Chairman, ay meron pang question sa admissibility or yung complementarity.
Jurisdiction and admissibility po.
Okay. Yung sa complementarity, wala nang problema ba yun?
Hindi po. Until now, we maintain our position kasi na ang may primary responsibility ay ang ating mga national institutions pa rin.
Okay. Pero doon sa complementarity, hindi naman tinutukoy yung the whole gamut of the judicial system in the Philippines that it is working or it is not working. Ang tinutukoy lamang ay tungkol dun sa kaso before the ICC. Kung yung bang respondents ay being prosecuted or being tried in Philippine courts. That should be the context of complementarity. Si former President Duterte ba at sila yung mga kanyang major correspondents ay meron ng prosecutor na Pilipino, prosecutorial office na may nakapending na reklamo laban sa kanila na iniusig.
As far as the former president is concerned, Your Honor, wala pa po dahil wala pong nagfa-file ng complaint against him. Nung time na siya ay presidente, that's understandable dahil siya po ay may immunity from suit. Pero ngayon po na hindi na siya presidente, wala namang nagfa-file ng complaint sa kanya.
Yung nabanggit mo kanina, yun ang palagay na ICC, di ba? I mean, I do not question the process of our legal system here in the Philippines. What I question is the reputation we're having abroad. Whether we like it or not, the reputation we have right now is better believed with what the ICC says. So sa akin, the resolution is, so why don't we allow the ICC to come here, investigate, get the information to find out that they are wrong? Are they wrong or right? Are they wrong or right?
Well, we believe, Your Honor, that the ICC has no
No,
factual-
but please answer.
Yes.
Are they wrong or right?
in what, Your Honor, to be more specific?
In their supposition and in the prosecution that they would like to conduct, are they wrong or right? Are they wrong in all the accusations being hurled against by our attorneys here, being hurled against some against the government to the ICC?
Well, the ICC,
Yung po bang kanilang reputasyon, ang kanilang palagay sa atin, tama ba sila o mali?
the ICC is wrong
If they're
in
wrong,
concluding.
if they're wrong,
Opo.
let's allow them to come here to prove that they're wrong.
Hindi po hindi po ganun Sila po ay mali in the sense na ang tingin nila ay hindi unable and unwilling ang ating judicial and legal system. Doon po sila mali. Kaya ang dapat na gawin natin para ipakita natin na mali sila ay hindi papasukin sila Kung hindi, strengthen yung ating ginagawang investigative and prosecutorial functions.
Do you mean to
Yun
tell
po
me,
ang
Attorney
proper.
Guevara,
At
let me, do you mean to tell me, Attorney Guevara, that we are only strengthening because of what the ICC is doing?
no, hindi po, hindi po. Hindi naman po dahil lang doon.
So let me ask
Ito po ay
Attorney,
duty natin.
let me ask Tony Neri and Attorney address there. On the statement I made, what do you think about that?
Agree, Your Honor, kasi ang tingin ng mundo na dyan, ayaw niyang pasukin because the ICC is right. Di ba? Kasi if it's working, you show it, di ba? So otherwise, ang isipin nila ayaw niyang papasukin kasi the ICC is right and the complainants are right, and so I don't see any problem. Ang intindi ko kay Soljen kanina, wala akong nakitang parang sa kanya, if they want to come, they can come, no? But we have no legal duty to cooperate. It's a political decision. Parang nakita ko naman kanina. So legal duty,
Franz Castro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So hindi na rin ako magtatanong um, usapang legal yung mga usapan dyan. Pero regardless, although mahalaga po yung katulad na sinasabi ninyo na jurisdiction, yung kung ano-ano man dyan. Pero ang primary po dito, Mr. Chair, 7,732 ang namatay. Saan ngayon pupwesto ang mga ahensya ng ating gobyerno? Dismayado ako no? Doon sa sinasabi ng ating mga resource person dito, aside from kay Attorney Neri and the rest, yung mga agency, dismayado ako except for CHR for cooperation. Alam niyo po ang primary dito, Mr. Chair, pinag-uusapan dito ay buhay. So wala pong mga impediment dapat na napipigil doon sa paghahanap ng hustisya para dito sa 7,732. Actually, marami pa to kung tutuusin natin. Ito nga lang yung reported. Wala sa kasaysayan natin ng administrasyon na may namatay na ganito karami. So titignan na lang natin sa war on drugs. At alam natin nangyari itong mga patayan na ito dahil sa kagagawan o sa policy ng government nung nakaraan. Ito yung war on drugs. At ang ginamit na pamamaraan dito ay tukhang. At ito yung mga nangyari. Kung makikita ninyo, kung nagbabasa kayo ng mga istorya ng mga biktima, maiiyak po kayo pare-parehas ang pattern, nanlaban, naglagay nagplanta ng mga ebidensya. So ito ba ay hindi concern ng gobyerno sa ngayon, Mr. Chairs? Dahil talagang kung concerned talaga ang gobyerno at seryoso talaga sila, lalong-lalo na ang DOJ, ang PNP, di bali ng PNP sangkot sila no? Sa genuine prosecution na sinasabi po doon sa Rome Statute, ay dapat ay hindi lang 50, hindi lang 57. Kung naging meron mang uninterested na mga biktima po o mga pamilya ng biktima, so dapat tinulungan po natin sila, no? May mga moto proprio tayo na pwedeng gamitin. So in the span of 6-7 years, ganito lang yung nagawa ng ating prosecution. No wonder bakit tayo ang sama ng image natin sa international, ang pumapasok ang ICC dito dahil 7,000 is 7,000. Isa nga lang yung mamatay, concern na talaga, Mr. Chair. Kaya tayo, so kami, resolve kami talaga na payagan natin yung ating yung ICC na mag-cooperate. So in-encourage ko talaga kasi sinasabi ng mga resource person natin dito na National Government Agency, it's up for the President. So kami, nag-aapela talaga kami kay Presidente na payagan yung dito, no? Napayagan at mag-cooperate sa ICC dahil inutil yung ating inutil dahil 7,050 lang inutil yung ating mga ahensya.
Thank you, Representative Castro. Now we're going back to Representative Lagman.
Actually, Joint Chairman, the exercise of jurisdiction, which is the second aspect mentioned by the Solicitor General, is covered by Article 13. And that exercise of jurisdiction commences when the prosecutor has initiated an investigation in respect of such a crime in accordance with Article 15. That is when that jurisdiction, when the exercise of that jurisdiction commences, because the prosecutors are part of the ICC. Now, what does Section 15 say? Section 15 provides for two kinds of investigation. One is investigation motu proprio of the prosecutor. But under the agencies, under the coverage of the ICC. And the second investigation is the investigation which is usually referred to as the preliminary investigation as authorized by the pre-trial chamber. But that second investigation is not the commencement. The commencement is the investigation motu proprio by the prosecutor. What is the language? It says here, if the prosecutor concludes that there is a reasonable basis to proceed. The word is proceed. That means to say, nagsimula na, ipagpapatuloy lamang. That's why we should not base our government's objection to the preliminary investigation by saying that it came after the effectivity of our withdrawal, because the investigation commenced prior to the effectivity of our withdrawal from the ICC. I think that should be impressed on us. Now, with respect to the sovereignty of the state, sovereignty, Solicitor General, is that absolute? Is that correct?
Hindi ko po nakuha yung tanong.
Sovereignty is
Have any problem with that, Your Honor? But if it's an institutional resolution, meaning as adopted, and it's the House itself
and
and the Senate itself expressing that sentiment, it will really be a very complicated situation, Your Honor, because from the point of view, from an external point of view, it would seem that the Republic is fragmented in its position. One political department is saying something, and another political department is saying another thing. When the President made his statement that that the government will not cooperate, my understanding is he was saying that as head of the Republic, as head of the state, the sovereign Republic of the Philippines. He was not saying that simply as chief executive or as the head of the executive department. He's saying that as the head of state. And therefore, Your Honor, that will put him in a very difficult situation. I cannot, as of this time, think of a recommendation to give to him. It's really something that I would request Congress itself to think about, because as I said, it will appear to the outside world that the Republic is fragmented.
Well, if the Republic is fragmented, there is good reason to unite the political departments. And nothing is cast in stone. Do you agree?
That is true.
And the president can change his mind and consider the joint sentiment of the House and the Senate. Is that possible?
I am sure, Your Honor, that if the proposed resolutions come to pass and they are adopted as institutional positions of both the House and the Senate, the President will definitely consider your resolutions.
Mhm.
But whether or not he will actually follow your request that we cooperate is something that he alone,
Mm.
as head of the government, head of state, and representative of the Republic, may decide on.
But, you know, the president does not act alone. That is why he has his cabinet. He has his Solicitor General. Is the Solicitor General ready to defy the resolutions of the House and the Senate?
Your Honor, the resolution is not addressed to me. It's addressed to the President. And
It's addressed to the executive department, to the government, and you are part of the cabinet of the president.
yes, Your Honor, but since the President is the chief executive and he is the person or officer principally in charge of foreign relations, then his own decision on the matter will be most crucial.
Okay.
Of course, this will be studied by members of his cabinet, his legal advisor, his political advisor, and so forth and so on. But I think since he is the primary architect of our foreign policy, under which the matter of this ICC investigation falls, then I guess we should all give some respect to his decision on the matter.
Well, we give respect, but we would like also to put out our own sentiment on the matter. Suppose the president would ask you, Mr. Solicitor General, what is your recommendation after the Senate and the House approve the resolutions?
Your Honor, I have already taken a position on this matter when I represented the Republic of the Philippines before the ICC Appeals Chamber. And I have no reason, Your Honor, to change my position. So if the President would ask me about my personal position on the issue, I will stick to what I have always adopted
Mm.
before the ICC.
And in that appeal before the ICC, the government lost because the ICC said that the preliminary investigation must proceed.
Your Honor, lost, yes, in that sense that the prosecutor was authorized to continue with this investigation. But to a certain extent, that decision was also a failure. And why so? Because it did not rule on jurisdiction. And that is why I'm saying, Your Honor, that although we have different interpretations as to the meaning of Article 13 in relation to Article 15, the time will come when this issue will actually be raised again before the ICC. And when will that time be? When specific, concrete cases are filed against certain specific individuals are concerned. And these individuals will raise the very same issues raised by the state. So that will be an opportunity for the ICC to do what it failed to do when we filed our appeal before the ICC appeals chamber.
In other words, Mr. Solicitor General, you will tell the President that you are maintaining your appeal, the issues on which you raised on appeal before the ICC, and consequently, impliedly, you are saying, don't follow the resolutions of the Senate and of the House.
Your Honor, I respect the resolution of the House if it will be adopted. If a similar resolution is adopted by the Senate, I will also have to respect that. But if you are asking for my position as Solicitor General, I cannot depart from a position that I have consistently adopted.
But we should remember that the bottom line of that appeal is the Republic lost its case. Although the ICC